as that we welcome in former SU great and NBA veteran Etan Thomas for our first chat for this basketball season. Etan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Good. How are things with you? First, your family, everybody's well, and I know you're a young one, not so young at this point, but playing ball.
Yeah, everybody's good. You know, the kids growing up, this is how it is. But everybody's good. Can't complain.
Well, good. Good to hear. We'll talk some SU hoops. Kind of a lackluster early part of the season here for the team. It's early on, obviously. But when you're watching the team play, I'm sure you watched on Saturday the loss at Notre Dame. What really stands out to you?
Well, you know, I've been listening to a lot of the Syracuse podcast and hearing what people are thinking, and the fans are you know what the chatter is. And I know a lot of people are complaining right now, and you know there's a lot, you know there's quite a bit to complain about. But I don't think all is lost. I mean, they have to be able to figure out how to proceed without the top player. J.J. Sterling, he's out right now. I don't know how long he's out for. You know, I think they reported that he has a broken hand. But they have to figure out, you know, playing without them, that's a big chunk of their scoring. But I don't think all is lost. I don't think the season is lost. I don't think that, you know, I understand the criticism is going to come when you're, you know, losing games and losing to teams that people don't think you're supposed to lose to. But I don't think all is lost.
It like you said, it's really early in the season, Etan, and just over the history of Syracuse basketball, I think we, for the most part, been pretty spoiled with teams that would start out, you know, 10-0 or 11-0 or 8-1, and we kind of got used to that. It's just a more level playing field now than it had been over a lot of those years.
Well, also, it's hard to compare to the teams of the past because, you know, you have different systems that are in place. Now you have, you know, with the transfer portal, of course, guys are just kind of thrown together, learning how to play with each other. So sometimes it takes a little minute. And this is what you're seeing all throughout college basketball. You know, different teams that are trying to figure out, you know, how to, you know, have that cohesiveness with each other. And sometimes it takes a little bit. But, you know, I know fans are impatient, everything like that, but that's just the way it is in this new landscape.
It is, and it's for, you know, longtime fans, it's just getting used to the you know, the payment portion of it, the NIL, and the fact that every year it's really, for the most part, a new roster to try to get to learn and get to know and to follow along. It's the new landscape, but it is a challenge for a lot of fans to kind of stay up to date with that.
Well, and I understand why it's a challenge, you know. I mean, and then it's, you know, becoming more, you know, when they put the person and what they got in the NIL and they have a bad game and, okay, this person makes this much, you should be having a much better game after making this much. It's a completely different everything from when I played, you know. So even that chatter in itself, you know, I can't even relate to because that's usually what you hear in the pros. But, you know, like I said, I don't think all is lost. I don't think fans should just give up or, you know, it's too early for that. Like, let them keep trying to, you know, come together, you know, of course, the offense, you know, the different lineups that, you know, coach is putting in, trying to find the right combinations. You can see that he's searching to see what can work. So, you know, fans just have to be patient.
Etan, do you think players should think about staying? I mean, instead of going to the portal and doing the thing and going for the cash, you know, you think there's something there like maybe some should stick around a little longer to sort of just grow a little more? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that people have to understand that a lot of times coaches advise players to go into the portal. It's not always just the players that want to go into the portal by themselves. So the coaches will say, okay, you're probably not going to play next year because we're looking for X, Y, and Z player in the portal. So it'd probably be better for you, advantageous for you to go into the portal. That happens a lot. And I think a lot of people don't know that part of it, but it's a different business right now. It's a totally different landscape. And it's interesting, you know, the portal has its, you know, its positives and negatives, you know, and nobody really knew what it was going to look like, you know, once they implemented it. But it's the new norm. So, you know, it's just something that seems like it's here to stay.
Talking to Etan Thomas, former SU and NBA player, here with us every Monday morning at about this time. And in college basketball, a couple of notes. One, we lost recently the legendary St. John's head coach Lou Carnesecca, and I know over the weekend Rick Pitino paying tribute by wearing a Lou Carnesecca vintage sweater to their game. And do you have any Did you have any interactions with Coach Lou over the years, Etan, many years ago?
I didn't, besides just seeing him at a game here and there. I know when we played St. John's in the Garden, it was an amazing game against the, Ron Artest and LeVar Postell and Eric Barkley era. And, just having him shake my hand and saying, good game, that was exciting. I love the way you play. But I didn't have a lot of, he was a little bit before my time, but heard nothing but positive things about him. And he's definitely a legend. And he, his name and his everything that he's accomplished will be remembered in Big East basketball forever.
Etan, hey, thanks. Glad you're doing well, and we'll touch base every Monday here during the rest of the college season there, and hopefully between now and next week, a couple of wins to talk about here as the team continues to get to know each other and get to play better with each other.
Yep, that's the plan. All right, sounds good. Everybody have a good one.
You too, Etan. Thanks.